say something about how to handle the new family responsibilities. Because today we are here for a wonderful thing. Very short. Hi, Mataji. So I think that this is a nice topic to talk about this. What is the responsibility of a mother, a parent for a newcomer? So we'll go on that one after chanting the Mangalacharan. Om Agyana Tiryandasha Gyananjana Shalagaya Chakunnitamina Tasmi Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Shayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Shapadantikam Bandeyaham Sri Guru Sri Jutavadakamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavangscha Sri Rupam Shabrajatam Shalvanarunakanitam Tam Shajivam Shadaitam Shabdutam Parijana Shaitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padana Shahavana Lalita Sri Vishakanitamshcha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Sri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishakhanushute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vansakalpatarubhascha Kripa Sindhu Vaevacha Patitanam Apavane Namo Namaha Namayam Vishnupadaya Krishna Vasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschavate Shakarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. So, before understanding the responsibility would be mother or parents, and how to prepare, mental preparation for a new member into your family and to take care of your family, we need some background knowledge. That's what I'm thinking. We need some background knowledge, and all the background knowledge is coming from where? Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita, Krishna explained everything. You just need to find out the answer and the solution. So, I'm going to start with a verse that is common. Everybody, I think, everybody knows the verse, and when I was reading this verse, I found those answers that Prabhuji was requesting me to talk about that. So that verse is from chapter 2, verse number 27. Jatasya hi dhruva mittu, dhruvam janma mittasya tasmat aparyaharayarthe na tvam sachitam arhasi. So Krishna is talking to Arjuna. What is the first two lines? We have to concentrate and understand that Jatasya hi dhruva mittu dhruvam janma mittasya. Anyone know? I think everybody knows the meaning of this verse. Anyone know? Want to share? What is the meaning of these two lines? Yeah, that means whoever is born will die, and whoever dies will take birth. Common thing, right? Everybody knows. But you will find with these two lines, what is the responsibility of a mother? What is the responsibility of the parent? So, from this verse, it means that there is a cycle of birth and death. What does that mean? If we think that a person is born according to this system, we can understand that the person died before. Everybody agrees? Okay. So if someone dies, he or she must take birth again. Right? So from this verse, the important point that we need to understand. The first one is there is a cycle of birth and death. And why this cycle is important and helpful for all living entities. We need to understand that. And if it is a continuous cycle, that means all the living entities are entrapped in this cycle. Agreed? So all the living entities are entrapped in this cycle. If taking birth is the starting point, right? The birth is starting point and the death is ending, then who is going through this cycle? Right? So who is going through this cycle? If death is leaving the body and birth is accepting a new body, then who is leaving the body and who is accepting a new body? That we need to understand, right? And if the living entities are entrapped in this cycle, then what is the way to get out from this cycle? That is also important to know. And if there is any guarantee that after leaving this human body, one will get another human body? Is there any guarantee? We need to understand that one as well. So in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna starts with the knowledge. Krishna is giving the knowledge to Arjuna, right? Krishna starts with the knowledge that about one's self-identity. One's self-identity. Anything you need to understand, you have to understand this basic thing. Who are you? Self-identity. So it is obvious that if I am asking anyone, if anyone asks me, who are you? What is the first answer I go do? Sorry? So, what is the first answer? If I am asking you, Satyamohan, who are you? Satyamohan. Yeah. So, you will say Satyamohan. If someone is asking me, who are you? First thing I will say, I am Prakriti Sundari DD. Next, I will say, I am a mom. Right? And the third thing I can say that I am a daughter. So when I am saying, I am addressing myself, right, as a mom, whom I am connecting to? Kids, right? I am connecting myself to my kids. When I am saying that I am a daughter, to whom I am connecting to? My mom, my daughter. Yeah? So this connection, that means all the relationship is building here with the base of bodily relationship, right? And bodily relationship and body is permanent or non-permanent? Non-permanent. So if any relationship is based on any non-permanent thing, so that relationship is permanent or non-permanent? Non-permanent. That is the reason that we are passing through all the miseries. Because we are starting from non-permanent things. And it is destroyed in time. And that leads to the misery. So that's why Arjuna was in distress condition, right? In the first, in the beginning of Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna was in distress condition. And Lord Krishna helped him, started him giving the knowledge of self-knowledge, okay? First knowledge was giving that knowledge of self. Now, when we are trying to understand the birth and death cycle, it is something like that. Is it something like that? We took birth, right? And then death, and then when we start another cycle, we'll use the same body? No, right? So taking birth means starting with a new body. And death means leaving the old body. And then starting a new body again. So in this general understanding is that birth is start with a new body and death is ending with the old body. So if body ends, body is ending, right, during death. But we are saying that we are entering another cycle. Then who is entering in the another cycle? So, right? Something other than that, the body, other than the bodies exist there. And Lord Krishna introduced those two terms. What is the two terms? Deha and Dehi. Deha and Dehi means body and the embodied soul. Embodied soul. So body takes birth and dies. Body takes birth and it dies. But the soul travels. The soul travels. And it travels through the two different paths. Anyone knows what are the two different paths that soul travels? Two paths, right? So the first path is within the body. The soul travels within the body. Like if you are in the childhood, right? Your childhood, and now if you are seeing your picture in your childhood and now you are seeing your picture, will you find any similarity? Is it changing? But you are the same Prashant, right? You are same Prashant, right? But the body is changing. So the first travel path is within the body, and the second path is from one body to another. This is the second path. So the two terms that we are saying here, birth and death, it is happening in first path or second path? Second path, right? In the second path, when you are leaving the old body, death is happening. When you are entering a new body, birth is happening. So there are two paths. So then the answer we know that who is leaving the body and who is entering the body? The soul. So means the soul doesn't have any business with this death and birth, because it is unborn, eternal, ever existing and renewable. Ajo nitya shashwata yam purano. So now what do you think? What is the reason that Krishna made this system for all the living entities that we had to go through this? There should be a reason, right? Why we are putting into this birth and cycle? There should be a reason. The reason is that, what do you think? Why you are putting in this birth and death cycle?
It is on our will.
Huh?
Whatever our desires were, we want to fulfill.
That is second thing. The first thing is what? You are right.
To give us chance to go.
Huh?
To know the relationship with Krishna.
The first reason is forgetfulness. We forget Krishna. We forget the relationship with Krishna. So this is the reason of the forgetfulness of our real nature as a soul and our relationship with the Supreme Soul. Why this is happening? Because of the contacting with the material nature. Like you are seeing in a big fire, right? And big fire, there is sparks coming out, right? When the sparks coming out, the first stage, the spark and the fire both have the same strength, right? But as soon as that sparks fallen into the ground, it doesn't have the same strength like the fire. No. Why? Because it is touching the ground. The same thing. When soul is there with Krishna, it has the same quality. But when it is falling down to the material nature and in contact with the material nature, it loses its strength, right? Satchidananda. So, but we need to understand that when Krishna made this system, birth and cycle, and we had to go through this birth and cycle, do you think that Krishna is punishing us that we forget him? Is it a punishment? You forget me, now go to this birth and cycle, death cycle. Is this a punishment? No. This is not the punishment. Like when a person got paralyzed, right? And the doctor said that you have to do physiotherapy, right? And that person is starting the physiotherapy. And you can understand that in the beginning, there will be a lot of pain, right? When they are doing the physiotherapy, right? But if people are thinking that, oh, this physiotherapist is very bad, he is giving pain, he is like torturing that person, is it the goal for the physiotherapist? No. Because he is trying to help that patient that he can walk or move freely or soon, right? So this is the same reason that Krishna is made this birth and death cycle to treat us, to help us. Then we can revive, we can elevate our consciousness. We can elevate our consciousness and revive our real consciousness. What is our real consciousness?
Krishna.
Sorry?
Krishna.
Krishna consciousness. To revive, right? So, whoever is not taking this chance, this opportunity, he have to put that birth and cycle, death cycle again, until he or she gets the real consciousness. So, and when one is achieving this real consciousness, one can break this cycle and go back to the real destination, to Lord Krishna. So the way to break the cycle is given by Lord Krishna. What is that? Janma karma chamaydiva evam yoveti tadvataha takta deham punarjanma naiti mamati savarjuna. Means he said that whenever one understands the transcendental nature and my activities, he will not take birth again after leaving this body, and he will attain my eternal level. So if one is not taking birth again after leaving this body, what does that mean? Breaking that cycle, right? So Krishna gives the solution, how you can break this cycle. And now the next is that to understand Krishna's transcendental nature and Krishna's transcendental activities, anybody can do that? All the living entities can do that? For that one you need the intelligence, right? And only human form can do this. Only the human form can do this. So, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, from the highest planet in the material world down to the lowest, all the places of misery wherein repeated birth and death take place. But when one attains to my abode, never takes birth again. So, after about the wheel of birth and death, that means it's a wheel, right? And Srila Prabhupada explained in Srimad Bhagavatam that soul takes a human form first. I'm just reading from the purport. Soul takes a human form first. Originally, the living entity is a spiritual being, but when he desires to enjoy this material world, he comes down. We can understand that the living entity first accepts a body that is human in form, but gradually, due to degraded activities, he falls into lower form of life, like animal, plant, aquatic forms. But the gradual process of evolution, right? The living entity again attains the body of a human being and is given another chance to get out of this process of transmigration. So again, if he misses the opportunity, then he has to go through that cycle again. So what is the understanding up to now? Lord Krishna created the birth and death cycle for our benefit, to elevate our consciousness from material to spiritual, and to awaken our forgotten identity and relationship with Lord Krishna. So there is a reason, right? This is for our benefit. This is not a punishment. Okay? And the second thing is, taking birth, human birth, is the opportunity given by Lord Krishna to free us from the bondage. So, do you feel lucky getting this human form? Right? So, life and death cycle is inevitable. But one must take the advantage of it. And the third thing is, the goal of the living entity is to break the cycle of birth and death. And how can we do that? We understand, right? We understand now that we are getting this human form and we are in birth and death cycle, but we have to get out of this cycle. How can we do that? Okay. How you can remember Krishna? How? Yeah, chanting, right? So following the footstep of devotees. It's all the devotees who have seen the truth and know the way to reach Krishna. Like if you are coming, if you are new to this place and you don't know where is Hemant Prabhu's room, right? And then the next person came and he or she knows where is the room. So only he can guide you, right? Because he knows the way. So that's the same thing, that anyone who knows how to reach Krishna can guide you. Right? Like Kunti Maharani in her prayer says that, "O Krishna, those who continuously hear, chant and repeat your transcendental activity," and the next one is I feel very happy to hear this. She says that, "and take pleasure in others doing so." We are also doing, but also having pleasure to see that others are also doing. That is very important, right? And certainly then he or she can certainly your lotus feet. And if one is able to see your lotus feet, what is the benefit you will get? You can easily break this cycle of birth and death. যখন কৃষ্ণ নামে রুচি হবে ঘুচিবে বন্ধন, right? Krishna, you understand Mataji, Bengali? Okay. So when you get the taste for Krishna now, then you can break this cycle. So from this understanding, Mataji, now come back to you. Can we say that taking birth with the human body is a blessing from Lord Krishna? Everybody agrees?
Yes.
Okay. Do you think that one should feel fortunate when one gets the opportunity to help a soul entrapped in a human body to get free? Everybody agrees? Do you feel like that? I'm fortunate. Third one is, do you think the person is blessed one who is actually helping a soul by giving birth with a human body? Mataji, do you feel like that? Are you blessed? Yeah. And then isn't she the fortunate one whom Krishna chose to take care one of his children, to remember his or her forgotten relationship with Krishna and help to be free from birth and death cycle? Do you feel blessed that Krishna chose you? Krishna chose you. Krishna chose you, and Krishna blessed you by giving opportunity to give a soul a human body, because human body is the only way to go back to Krishna. Right? So Srila Prabhupada says that a child is a rare gift given by Krishna. At the same time, one must understand that by giving you this gift, Krishna is also giving you the great responsibility. He is giving gift, but he is also giving you the responsibility. And what is that responsibility? What do you think? What is the responsibility?
Take the soul back to Krishna.
Yeah. To help them grow in Krishna consciousness. And it is the duty of all parents to make their child Krishna consciousness, so that the fortunate child may not have to take birth again in this material world. In this context, I remember one thing at the beginning of my Krishna conscious practice. So we were attending a birthday party, devotees and daughter here. So that was the first time we were joining that birthday party. And when they are cutting the cake, everybody is singing the happy birthday song and also saying that you should not take birth again, don't come back again. And it is the beginning of my Krishna consciousness. What is this blessing they are giving, that don't come back again? So now I'm understanding that all the parents should help the kids. That should be the last one, that you are coming in this material world. So, about the responsibility of a parent, and also among the parents, Srila Prabhupada says that the relationship with the kids and mother is the highest. It is the next one. So if we are having a relationship with Krishna and us, right? And the next one in this material world is the mother and kids. I'm sorry for all the fathers, but this is Prabhupada says that this is the purest relationship, because what mom is doing, there is no thing that, oh, kids are not giving them the salary, right? But they are doing this thing. And Srila Prabhupada says that this is the purest love. And also the responsibility, it is the highest responsibility, greatest responsibility for a mother, for the child, because mom is the first guru. Mom is the first guru. So, about the responsibility of a parent, we can quote from the Srimad Bhagavatam, where Lord Rishabdev says, he is the incarnation of Lord Krishna, says that it is a very heavy statement, heavy things. Lord Rishabdev says that one who cannot deliver his dependents from the path of repeated birth and death should never become a spiritual master, a father, a mother, a husband, a worshipable demigod. This is a heavy thing, right? So, if you don't have that qualification, you should not be the parent, right? So, as the guru take all the responsibilities of a disciple to help him to go back to Krishna by giving him what? Initiation. Parents are also given that responsibility directly by Krishna. Directly by Krishna. You understand what I mean? Okay. So, Krishna is given directly you the responsibility for your kid to help them to go back to Krishna. That's why initiation by Guru is saying second birth. The second birth. So in there, the parents, especially mothers, is the first Guru for a living entity. So sometimes devotees are thinking that having kids may impede our practicing in devotional service, as it binds us more in the material engagement, right? Entanglement. But we need to understand that when someone is the Grihastha ashram, when someone is in the Grihastha ashram, having kids and taking care of them, it is the form of a devotional service. Right? It is a form of devotional service. Grihastha ashram is itself included in the path of devotional service to go back to Krishna. If in that family you are keeping Krishna in the center, then it will call as Grihastha ashram. If you are having a family and maintaining the family, but there is no place for Krishna, then it will call Griha Medi. Griha Medi. So, whoever having family, don't think that the family responsibility will impede my devotional service. If you are keeping Krishna in the center of your family and do the devotionals, all the things with Krishna, with your kids and husband, then you are on the path of devotional service. Okay? So Prabhupada says that children are like the deities. Children are like the deities. Parents should prioritize them, but please be careful what Srila Prabhupada mentioned here. When he is saying that, because people are can give a distorted meaning for this one, that Prabhupada says that kids are like the deities. That means they are also Krishna. That means they are also Krishna. I don't need to do anything for Krishna because I am serving my kids. But why Srila Prabhupada says that kids are like deities and we should prioritize them?
They are pure.
Because, they are pure. Kids are always pure, right? All the living entities are by nature pure. But the reason is here that they are Krishna's children. Because they are Krishna's children. When you are serving Krishna's children, ultimately whom you are serving? Krishna. So you are serving your kids. If you are seeing your kids as the Krishna's children, if you are seeing your husband as a Krishna devotee, so all the time you are doing what you are doing? Serving the devotees. Are you doing this? It is in the devotional path or not? Yes. Right? So don't take this meaning a different way than when Prabhupada is saying that children are like deities. That means that they should be prioritized because they have been given by Krishna to you. They are the Krishna's children. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur expressed this mood of devotion. In his bhajan, he said that Dhana jana griha dara tomaro bolia rakkha kori ami matro sebak hoiya. Rakkha kori ami matro sebak hoiya. So what he says that if I continue to maintain my wealth, okay, my wealth, my family member, my home, my wife, because they are yours. Because they are yours, I am a mere servant. I am a mere servant. So that should be the mode. That should be the mode. In the beginning, I'm not sure, Mahaprabhu remember that one or not. I was asking him that, Prabhuji, in Damodar Lila, we are seeing that Jashodama has so much affection to Krishna. So if we are doing the same thing we are with our kids, will it not be the bondage on, or we should follow this? So Prabhuji explained me nicely that we can have the affection with our kids, for our kids, with that mood, that he or she is the Krishna's children. Then you will not be in the bondage. Okay? So, when we are serving our family like this way, what the benefit we will get? We will be free from developing proud, developing false ego. What is the false ego? This is my son. This is my daughter. She is doing very nice kirtan. He is doing very nice kirtan. They are doing devotional service very nicely. If we are feeling like that way, then what damage we are going to do the kids? We are making them the competitor of other kids. We are making the competitor them to other kids. Then what will happen when they are not giving a chance for the kirtan and others are getting the chance for kirtan? They will say, oh, they are getting, I am not getting. Then rather than helping them growing up in a Krishna consciousness, you are indirectly damaging them by developing the false ego. Okay, so that should not be the goal. If you are doing like that way, you are actually damaging their opportunity rather than helping us. So prioritizing in taking care of helps them grow up in Krishna consciousness. And one more thing we need to remember, that we should not push our kids to do the service to Krishna, because the service to Krishna should come from heart. We should not push them and pressurizing them that if you are not chanting, you will not get this thing. If you are not chanting, you will not have food. So if we are doing this thing, then when we are saying that if you are not chanting, you will not get this thing, then they will start chanting. Then why they are going to chant? For that one, that I will get that one. Then they will not chant for Krishna. So will it help? No. Not pressurizing them. Prabhupada says that many times. Don't pressurize them. Rather than give them the knowledge and make the environment, the surrounding environment like that they will eventually come to this Krishna conscious practice. And Urmila Mataji, you know about Urmila Mataji, she was giving a class. She pointed out one thing, that we should be careful that any situation in the temple or Krishna conscious environment should not be traumatized for them. Sometimes it is happening in some temple that when there is satsang is happening, and kids are, because they don't understand, sometimes they want to play, right? So they are making noise. And if the person who is giving the class, he or she just scold them, why the kids are here? Take them out. Do you understand how the kids will feel? He or she will feel so embarrassed, right? So embarrassed. Like if you are thinking when, in my case it happened when I was doing exam in school, math exam, right? Always I am traumatized, right? If I am getting good mark or not, right? So even I am studying very nicely, when the math exam is coming, I am traumatized. So because something happened in the previous, that makes me not to feel comfortable doing the exam. So if we are not careful that any situation in the Krishna conscious environment, traumatizing them or not, then it will be very bad effect on them. So we need to be careful about that one. And like a preaching service, the goal is to attract the souls toward Krishna, right? When we are preaching, right? So the same thing happens when one is taking care of the children, right? So yes, there is a difference that during preaching, we'll have the opportunity to interact with many people. Like I'm trying to say anything about Krishna, and many people are here. With one lecture, I'm trying to preach many people. But what is the difference when you are taking care of your children? You are just preaching one-to-one, right? You are preaching one-to-one, and another difference is I'm giving this class for 1 hour, right? 1 hour. So not 1 hour, 45 minutes. Okay? So I'm having this interaction only for 45 minutes. But when you are trying to preach your kids, how many times you are invested?
24 hours.
24 hours. So isn't that good opportunity? You don't need to preach or make one soul to be Krishna consciousness. So many souls. If you can preach one person, if you can make one soul to revive their consciousness, that's enough, right? That's enough. So Krishna is giving you that you will have opportunity to preach Krishna consciousness to a soul 24 hours, right? So another thing is that caring for the children is a type of practicing bhakti, and at the same time teaching bhakti. So you are doing for yourself also, and you are doing for another soul. So this the mood should be for the parents that this child has come to us. Now let us train him in such a way that he or she will get liberty, no more birth and death. This is the main responsibility. Similarly, if we give material education, we are giving them that doesn't mean that we will not send our kids to the school. They will get the material education, but at the same time we have to be careful. We have to be cautious or alert or conscious that they should be given the spiritual knowledge. Okay? So this child is born out of my womb, and this is the last phase. This should be the last phase of his life, to come into this womb of another animal or man. No more material body. Okay? So this is the direction of Bhagavata. Okay? So His Holiness Ramapada Swami Maharaj gave the smart formula. Smart formula for a smart parenting. It's very nice. Maharaj was giving a class. I'm sure you also have that class. So he's saying that what is the smart formula? S stands for you should serve your kids with a service mood. Service mood. Then this is the service is soul to soul. And M is for Mahajana Yanagatha Sha Pantha. That is following the footstep of Mahajana. So how can you teach your kids? By setting an example that I am doing, he or she will also follow. So setting the example. So M is for setting the example. And the next is, am I running out of time? Okay. So, and A is for affection. Affection, loving environment. It is very important. So when we are saying that loving environment for kid, we oftenly think that we should love our kid very much. But another point we are always missing. The love between father and mother. This is very important, right? That the kids should know that there is a good relationship between my mom and my dad. Maharaj gave the example that suppose a new person came to the temple, right? Suppose you and me, right? You and me. So the guest came to you, and you were behaving very nicely and giving him all the what is happening in the temple, and you are welcoming very nicely, right? And that person next come to me, and I am also very nice. I am explaining everything, and he was feeling so good that this temple environment is so good. I should come here very often, right? I like this environment. And after half an hour, when he was about to leave, he is seeing that me and Prabhu is quarreling, arguing between each other, right? What will be the understanding of that devotee, of that guest? What will he think? What will he think? Yeah, they are just showing off. So same thing. Maharaj is giving this example, saying that if I am teaching my son and daughter the thing, good thing, and my husband is also teaching good thing, and they are not seeing good relationship between me and my husband, will they take the instruction or teaching? So affection and loving environment within the family is very important. And R is for responsibility. We already talked about the responsibility. What should be the responsibility? And T is for training. Train them from the beginning. Why it is important? Why it is important from the beginning? Because when they are grown up, they will go out, right? The environment, the surrounding thing. You cannot keep him. No, he will stay home. You don't need to go out. They have to go out. So when they are going out, if they don't have the proper knowledge that I am trained by this, I should be stick to this path, right? If they are not properly trained, when they are going out, seeing other people are doing things, they will get puzzled. They will get confused. Which one is good? Which one should I take? But if you are building them, you are helping them to grow up in a Krishna consciousness from the beginning, they will have a set mindset that I should follow this. Then you don't need to go to school every day that what my son is doing, what my daughter is doing, right? They will understand what I need to do, right? This is happening, Mataji, right? When kids are going to the school and they have the friends, they are sitting together and having non-veg food, right? So they are having that thing that the friends are saying, what are you eating? What are you eating? How can you eat without meat and fish, right? But if they have the proper understanding from you from the beginning, they will reply, right? That we are against animal killing. We are against animal killing. I am not supporting that, right? But if they don't have that understanding, what will he or she do? Come back home and crying, Mom, they are doing this thing, they are saying this thing, what should I do? Am I in the right path? Am I in the wrong path? It is very puzzling, very confused situation for them. Okay? So training is important. So now, can I have 5 or 10 minutes? I'll just finish with this topic. So now, I'm saying everything that what is the responsibility of our mother, right? But what is the preparation? the importance of a preparation for the unborn child. Right? You need the preparation. So the now responsibility is not limited to after the child is born. Parents also have the similar responsibility when the baby is in the womb. Okay? So in Srimad Bhagavatam in Canto 3, 31st chapter, right, Kapila Dev was explaining what the different stages of pregnancy, what is happening inside that. Okay, so how a soul enters the womb of a mother and its different developing stages, right? So then I'm not going through in detail. I'm just pointing out two things. Around 18 weeks of pregnancy, 18 weeks of pregnancy, the fetus develops hearing capability. Hearing capability, and about 7 months, the consciousness is developing. 7 months. So at that time begins to understand that I am now in a fearful situation. The fetus is now trying to understand that I am now in a fearful situation, that is I am going through now, and will be more difficult condition is coming after taking birth. So the fetus can understand that, and he also remembered that how he is falling into this situation and what mistakes he had done before, and become fearful to come out from the mother's womb. He is becoming fearful to come out the mother's womb. And at the age of 10-month pregnancy, he started praying to Lord Krishna. He started praying to Lord Krishna that I shall deliver myself from this darkness of nescience with the help of my friend. With the help of my friend, clear consciousness. Okay? Simply by keeping the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu in my mind. I shall be saved from entering into another wombs of many mothers for repeated birth and death. When this thing is happening, when he started to praying this, there is almost time to come out from the womb, 10 months, right? So when he started praying this, the time is coming and he or she takes birth. As soon as takes birth, she or he is captured by the Maya. Captured by the Maya, and he or she forgets everything what he prayed inside the womb. It is very sad thing, right? He understands everything, the baby understands everything, but as soon as come out, forgets everything. It's not his fault, because he is now captured by the Maya. So now it becomes very important to help the soul to remember what was his prayer. It's very important to remember him that what was his prayer, his desire before coming out of mother's womb, to help him remember his superior knowledge that he was getting before coming out of the womb. As the consciousness develops, the age of 10th month, consciousness is developing in the 10th month, right? And in the 18 weeks, hearing is developing. So what is our responsibility to do? Chant in front of him, because hearing is developing. He is hearing, right? He is hearing, and mother should always engage in remembering Krishna by chanting, doing kirtan, right? Doing kirtan, reading Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, hearing Lord's pastime. And how it is helping the soul deciding in the womb? You can ask that, I am reading, I am chanting. Is there any proof that the baby is hearing? So the proof is we found from whose pastime? Prahlad Maharaj. So you know the story of Prahlad Maharaj. And he was getting all the knowledge while he was in the womb of Mother Kaya. And what is the proof that he remembers all the things? He hears everything, but what is the proof that after birth, he remembers everything. He was teaching all the things to his friend in the school. He remembers everything. Right? So, that means continuous hearing about the Lord, chanting his names helps Prahlad Maharaj to remember Lord Krishna even after his birth and in this material world. And he was so determined in his full surrender that Lord even in some adverse situation, he was so determined to remember Krishna that Lord himself had to appear for him in a special form. And what is that form? Narasimha. Okay. So next week we are celebrating Narasimha appearance day. So, yeah. So that is the lesson that from Prahlad Maharaj first time, that there is a life within the womb, and a child can hear within the womb, and the child can retain what they have heard within the womb. And the devotional service can be started from the before birth, right? Before birth. And a soul can be initiated also. Can be initiated while he is in the womb. Because Prahlad Maharaj got initiated by Narada. And the soul can remember the Lord while he is in the womb. So, the responsibility of the parents starts from the day you conceive. From the day, first day you conceive, except that as the blessing of Krishna. This is the blessing of Krishna. And prepare yourself to be ready to prepare them, your kids, to go back to Krishna. Not to come back again in this material world. That's it, Prabhuji? Answers all your questions?
Yes, even mine as well.
Okay, thanks for your kind attention. That's all that I wanted to share with you. Answer Bhagavad Gita. Pashindu Vaivaccha, Patitanamo Pavanebho, Vaishnaveho, Namo Namaha. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Praise Prakriti Sundari Mataji ki jai. Thank you so much, Mataji. There were really several great insights. Me as a mother, I feel ashamed that, I'm not a great mom, but I think I'll remember some of the points and then I'll practice that. So next program, we're all going to say surprise.